So on this channel, I really try to be unbiased. I really try to give you all the facts and just display the different pros and cons of different areas, different neighborhoods throughout the Austin area. That is not going to be this video. This video is 100% going to be my opinions. It's going to be biased, and I'm very passionate about it because I believe that I live in the best neighborhood for families in Austin, Texas. So if you want to know my thoughts, let's get into it. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Connor Olson. This is the Living in North Austin YouTube channel. If you have any questions about living in Austin, feel free to comment down below. My information is in the description. Whether you're looking to move to Austin in the next 9 or 90 days, feel free to reach out. I talk to people every day looking to relocate to the Austin area, so I'll be happy to make sure that you find the best place to call home in Austin. Now let's jump right into the video. So today we are going to be talking about the best neighborhood for families in Austin, Texas. And I am extremely biased. This is my neighborhood. This is where I live. This is Wells Branch in North Austin. So Wells Branch is a great community. I've lived here for the past 2 years. I've been coming to the neighborhood for probably the past 4 years. And when it was time for us to move 2 years ago, instead of a specific house, specific amenities, specific size of house, things like that a lot of people look for, when we were looking to buy a home, we specifically said we want it to be in Wells Branch, we want it to be at least 1,400 square feet, and we want to be within walking distance to the parks. That was our criteria, and we stuck to that, and it is the best decision that we have ever made. So today we're going to be talking about my neighborhood, Wells Branch, and like I said, this is going to be kind of biased. It's all my opinions. It's not going to be pros and cons because personally there's more pros than there are cons. I can only think of a couple cons, and I'm just so passionate about this neighborhood. I love everything about it, and it's the best decision that we ever made to move to Wells Branch. So let's jump right into it today. Today I'm going to be covering 5 topics: homes, convenience, parks, community, and bonus features about living in Wells Branch. So let's start off with homes. Wells Branch has a good mix of entry level to move up homes. So we have homes here that start around 1,100 square feet and homes that go all the way up to 3,000 square feet. So really, whether you're looking to be in a starter home or maybe you've moved up a couple times, you need a bigger house, they have homes in all those ranges that would fit for your lifestyle. Prices in the neighborhood range right now from around 300,000 to 600,000. Greatly depends on the size of home you're looking for, exactly what you're looking for in a home. So it's very much that lower median price point within the Austin area. Austin median price right now is around $475,000, $500,000. So we're definitely targeting the lower end of that. There's not many homes that go significantly above the median price point. Like I said, it caps out around 600,000 right now. You're not going to find, $1 million homes in this neighborhood. So it's very much for the smaller type homes in Wells Branch, and especially great for younger families, for starter homes, things like that. The price points in Wells Branch range from $300,000 to $600,000, with the average price point probably being around the $450,000 mark. Now that is very much in line with the city of Austin. So the Wells Branch is very good at having multiple price points, different size of homes for those median to lower priced homes. So there's not going to be any 5,000 square feet $1 million homes. This is very much 1 to 3,000, 300,000 to $600,000. So that's what you're going to expect when you're looking for a home in the Wells Branch area. Convenience. Now, honestly, this is one of the major reasons why we chose to live in Wells Branch. The convenience is just some of the best that I've seen in any neighborhood that I've toured throughout the Austin area. And I drive all around. I see lots of different neighborhoods, and I'm still convinced that Wells Branch is one of the best. So convenience, let's just start off with location within the Austin area. So Wells Branch is located between the two major freeways, I-35 and Mopac. So this is very important because if you're looking to get downtown and traffic on one is backed up, it is super easy just to switch over to the other freeway and hop on there and beat the traffic. So I can't tell you how many times that, I pull up Google Maps and I'm going to do a showing on a house, and I think, I'm probably going to take I-35, but there's a crash. It's a 10-minute delay and it reroutes me to Mopac. So having that flexibility really cuts down on commute time. If you're going to downtown or if you're going to places like the airport, it's very convenient having the second option of freeways. So that's a big pro is in the location, is having multiple freeways to choose from. One of my favorite reasons for being in between the two freeways is it cuts down on the time to get to the freeway. I previously had to commute where I crossed both freeways. I had to cross Mopac and I-35 to get to work, and it was terrible. It is so inconvenient, and the backup really comes when you're trying to cross over those freeways. That's where all the congestion happens. So it's extremely convenient when you're living in between them. Then you kind of just get half of the traffic. So you don't have to sit through all of one traffic to get to all the next. It's really, you're just cutting it in half. So I found that when I need to go somewhere during rush hour, being in between both of them cuts down at least 5 minutes every time, because I can cut the traffic in half and get to the freeways easily. Another great thing is access to toll roads. So the two major toll roads that are right next to Wells Branch is Mopac, which runs north-south going to downtown, and then 45, which is just right north of Wells Branch, that runs east to west from Cedar Park to Round Rock. So in my opinion, this is great because if you have a traffic backup on Mopac, you can easily just hop on that toll road and it'll save you 10-15 minutes sometimes. I've definitely seen it. The con is, you are paying a toll, but if you need to get to work quick, need to go downtown quickly, absolutely worth it. Same thing with 45. 45 is a toll road the whole way. So if you do need to, get to Cedar Park quickly or get to Round Rock quickly, it is absolutely a great option. So I found myself, fighting traffic and just hopping on the toll road when I'm going across the city up north, and it just makes everything so much easier. So I think being close to those toll roads is very important, especially in the line of work that I have where I'm driving all over the city. It's very convenient to have access to those toll roads. Second great point about convenience for young families is proximity to daycares. Within the neighborhood, there are multiple daycares that you can drop your kids off. Makes it super easy to drop them off, get on your way to commute to work. So that is a big plus. If you have to go outside of the neighborhood to find a different daycare like we do right now, it's amazing. There's at least, I'd say, 7 daycares within a 10-minute drive of here. So there's lots of options if you're looking to have some flexibility for daycares, and really cuts down on the time that you're looking to spend in the car every morning and afternoon. While talking about schools and daycares, there are 3 schools within the Wells Branch neighborhood. So these 3 schools are extremely convenient. They are walkable for many parts of the neighborhood, and it is just amazing having a school within the neighborhood, so that when you're dropping them off to school in the morning or when you're walking them to school, it's just extremely short commute for you. It makes everything go smoother in the morning and afternoon. So I'm a big fan that there are multiple schools located within the neighborhood. The convenience to stores is one of my favorite parts of Wells Branch. All of these stores I'm about to list are within a 15-minute drive of Wells Branch. So within 15 minutes, we've got 3 H-E-Bs, which is our local grocery store chain here. You have 2 Walmarts, a Target, and 2 Home Depots. Now, I don't know about you, but those are the stores where I spend 90% of my time. So it is so convenient having them so close and having different options to hit up those stores. So for example, if I'm coming off I-35, well, I know that I got 2 HEBs on I-35. If I'm on Mopac, I've got one off of Mopac and Palmer. So having that flexibility just makes getting food easier, getting, just things you need around the house makes it so much easier. So having proximity to those stores for me with a young family is incredible. Next up on the list, we are going to be talking about the amazing park system here in Wells Branch. And I'm right in the park right now. It is very hot here, so please excuse me if you see sweat, if you see me wiping myself. It is 90 degrees and 85% humidity today. So I've got my water right here off camera and I'm constantly wiping myself off, so please excuse the sweat. So the park system here is amazing, and I knew it was great coming in, but I had no idea how awesome it was. So running through the whole neighborhood, we have this creek and greenbelt that runs through, and along the greenbelt we have these paved trails with gravel, and we have people every morning, every afternoon, all day long, walking, biking, running, just taking advantage of these trails, and is absolutely one of the best things about this neighborhood. I had no idea how much I actually valued these paths until last year I decided to run a marathon. So I was running about 4 times a week for 6 months, and it gets really old when you're running on a road next to a bunch of cars and breathing in that exhaust. It took me about a week to realize this is terrible. So from then on, I really started focusing on running on the trails around here, and having the fresh air with all of the trees around me, the foliage, it really just calmed me down and really felt good as I was running. It felt a lot better running through these park systems than it did, running down major roads. So that is a big perk that I knew was important, but I didn't realize how important it was until I was taking advantage of it every day for months. So that's a big pro for me. In addition to this park system, right in the middle of it, we have Catherine Flesher Park, which is incredible. It is this playground set that is massive, and the best part about it that I think is absolutely underrated is the amount of trees that we have at this park. It is constantly rated one of the top parks in all of Austin because of how much shade it gets from the trees. And in the summer, this is huge. You can go to other parks where they have like those canopies with the shade overhead, but that really just kind of traps in the heat, and after a while sometimes it feels like it's hotter underneath the canopy than it does outside the canopy. So here, because you have so many trees, the heat comes through and blows out through the leaves, it makes it extremely cool on the park versus just being under a canopy. So I would say, in the summer, it probably feels 10 degrees cooler at the park under those trees than it does, just walking around outside. So that is a huge perk, especially with how hot it gets here, that you want someplace that your kids can enjoy that's very cool. Next to Catherine Flesher Park, you have 2 drainage ditches. And this is where when we get a lot of rain, the water will run off and flood this drainage ditch so that it doesn't, flood the neighborhood. So we have these big drainage ponds that when they're not full of water, they're just maintained grass. So I will see, kids practicing soccer, football. Every Saturday morning, I see guys playing cricket. I've seen, people doing outdoor workout classes here. There's a ton of people that utilize this park system, and it's amazing to see. It really invigorates the sense of community that I feel when I'm walking around. In addition to these 2 drainage ponds that people play on that are just like grass fields, you have a baseball diamond, tennis courts, basketball courts, and you just have tons of activities. There's always people out there in the afternoon and evenings, and especially on Saturdays the park is full. So that's definitely amazing if you enjoy getting out and playing one of those sports. Now, if you follow the walking trail path north from Catherine Flesher Park, you'll come to Mills Pond, And this pond is actually stocked with fish, so you can do catch and release up there. You can even, depending on the fish, you can take so many fish per day every time you go fishing. And I've seen anyone from 6-year-old kids to retired people who just come out and enjoy fishing on this pond. It's a very quaint pond, and it's very serene. I will go up there and just sit on a park bench and overlook the pond and just sit there for 30 minutes to an hour, just enjoying the beauty of it. So that pond is very nice. And one thing that I didn't know about the pond before we moved here was that there is a large population of turtles in this pond. And I have a toddler and he loves turtles. So we will go to the pond, and when you think turtles, you might see like one or two. There's at least 30 turtles every time we go. So it's so much fun taking young kids up there. You can teach them how to fish, you can play with the turtles, you can just enjoy the time up there in that pond. So that has been amazing as well. Okay, there's a lot of things to talk about the park, so right now I'm just gonna rattle them off. So there is a disc golf course built in on the south side of Wells Branch. There's 2 pools, there's a community center, there's a gym, there's indoor basketball courts where they convert it from basketball to badminton to pickleball to volleyball. So they rotate those through every week. And there's a skate park and a dog park. So really, any activity that you're looking to do here in Wells Branch, we've got it. Whether you want indoor or outdoor, we've got you covered here in the Wells Branch neighborhood. On to the third topic, which is community. So community is one of those things you don't really know until you get there, and I can tell you that this community is amazing. There's multiple churches throughout this community, and a lot of the residents of Wells Branch attend one of those churches. So if you enjoy going to church, it's a great place to meet other members of your community while you worship. I was impressed with the community when I was hoping to meet some more parents in the area. So I messaged in on the local Facebook group and I said, hey, I have a toddler. I'm looking to meet other parents of toddlers. Let's meet up at Catherine Flesher Park at Saturday at 9 a.m. And I didn't know anyone would come. And we had about 15 different kids, different toddlers, and all their parents show up. So it was a great example of, this community is so big and people are still just looking to make friends. They're looking to have other people around them that they enjoy hanging out with. And you can absolutely make a community here. So just like I did, you could just post in the Facebook group and you'd be on your way to having your own community. A couple other communities that there are here is there's a bird watching group that meets, I want to say every Saturday. I see them when I go on runs and they're, all walking together, taking pictures of different birds they might see. In another community that I'm a part of is the local running group. And they meet 3 times a week and they go running together throughout the neighborhood. And, it's a solid group, so much that a lot of the people come from different neighborhoods, that they just love this group. They love the energy that they have. So it really attracts different people to come in. So those are 2 groups that I'm aware of. There's plenty more, but those are just the 2 that I've seen the most of. Man, it's getting hot. Okay, up next, the neighborhood association. So the neighborhood association here is incredible. They host multiple events every single year just to give back to the community. So some of these events are, they have a St. Patrick's Day parade where they have people come play bagpipes. They have, Irish dancers come and they, set up a whole sound system, and it's just a great community event. And they probably got 200 people this past St. Patrick's Day to come out. So amazing event. A couple other events that they have are an Easter egg hunt. This year they had 13,000 eggs for the kids to go get during the Easter egg hunt. They have a 4th of July parade, which is awesome. Really enjoyed that. They have a Pioneer Fest, and they have a fall neighborhood association party where they cooked hot dogs for everyone. They had chips, drinks. They even got the local fire department and ambulances to come in. And they let the kids go in the fire truck, and they got little fire stickers and taught them about being firefighters and paramedics. So they throw some amazing events, and I've really enjoyed meeting my neighbors and seeing the joy that these events bring, especially to, you know, the kids that these events are focused for. So I'm a big fan of the neighborhood association. They are really killing it. And that brings us to the last feature, which is a bonus feature, mostly because I didn't really know where else to put this in this video, but it's my favorite feature that you really don't know until you move here, is the trash system is really good. And I know that sounds weird, but I really liked it, so I threw it in here. So I've lived in different parts of Austin, and Austin, their trash system's okay, it's not great, but here you're technically not a part of the city of Austin, so they have their own private trash system. So every week they pick up your trash, your recycling, any greenery that you have. Like, I just cut down branches on my trees and just left it by the side of the road, and they had someone come pick it all up. So that was all great. They also have, every month they have a bulk trash drop off. So if you're anything like me, you end up with a ton of Amazon boxes and just like things that are way too big that you don't want to compress, or just random stuff that you want to throw away. So once a month you can go to the local Wells Branch dumpsters and you can drop off all your stuff, and they'll just drop it in the dumpster and they'll just take it to the dump for you. So it's really great because I seem to accumulate random stuff every single month that I need to get rid of. So that's definitely a bonus feature. I really like it. It's kind of weird, but it makes my life a lot easier. Last bonus feature I'll say is talking about the grounds crew in Wells Branch. So I know we have these amazing parks, and I know that, you know, it requires a lot of upkeep, and, you know, everything has to be taken care of, but I didn't fully understand the extent that the grounds crew went through to make sure everything was up and running. For example, we had one of the freezes a couple years ago, and limbs were crashing down, and it, you know, the roads, some of the roads were just littered with limbs. And the next day the grounds crew was out, they were chopping up all the limbs, they were collecting them all, they were making sure that, you know, it was out of the roads, that it was safe. They, you know, make sure that everything was getting cleaned up as quickly as possible. So that has been really great, seeing that they're very proactive in what they're doing to maintain our neighborhood and the nature here. The grounds crew is here at least once a week, mowing all of the shared space grass. They trim all the trees. They're really on top of making sure that the beauty of this neighborhood, which is one of the main reasons why I moved here, is maintained. And I can tell you that it is amazing seeing how many people that come out. You know, they probably get 20 to 30 people come out that are trimming the trees, mowing the grass, edging all of the grass, replacing all the dirt that gets washed away, maintaining the trail system. They put in a lot of effort into keeping this community as good as possible. So that is definitely a bonus feature and one of my favorite things about living in Wells Branch. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions about Wells Branch, the Austin area, or the suburbs, my contact info is down below. Feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to chat. Until next time, thanks for watching. See ya.